How you doing, folks? Today we're going to make a budget-friendly but elevated meat sauce for a spaghetti. Of course, I'm just cooking for myself. Maybe Buddy will get a little taste. But I make a big pot of spaghetti, some meat sauce, and I eat on it all week. I'm going to start off with a little extra virgin olive oil. Again, get a decent brand. Spend a little money, get a little decent brand. You don't have to, but at least use extra virgin olive oil, even if it's a cheaper brand. Pan's already coming up to temp. Put a little olive oil in there. We're going to start off with a little sofrito. Sofrito is basically the same thing as a French mirepoix, or in Creole cooking, it would be the same as a Holy Trinity. And it's onion, carrot, and celery. Now, we don't want to brown these. We just want these to sweat and become translucent. We don't want to brown them. I also have some garlic and some orange and yellow. They're baby bell peppers. Now this sofrito will basically disappear in the sauce. This is usually most Italian cooking starts off with a sofrito. And it's the base for almost every sauce there is. Same way as a mirepoix in French cooking or Holy Trinity in Creole cooking. It's the base. Again, we don't want to brown these. We just want these to become soft and translucent. And I did fix my stove. I put a board back behind the stove, and it's kind of level now. It's not a permanent fix. When I get to work and I get some free time, I'll get some piece of stainless or a stainless bolt or something, and I'll make something. I'll pull the stove out. I'll fix it the proper way. And we'll come back in about 4 or 5 minutes, and we'll see how these vegetables are doing. All right, folks, we'll look at these vegetables. They're nice and soft. It's been about maybe 5 minutes. They're nice and soft, but they're not browning. And I'm going to throw some meat in here. What I got here, got this on sale. $4.19 a pound, or $4.11 per pound. Yep, $4.11 per pound. It was previously frozen, and this is at Winn-Dixie, and they always have quick sales, and that means that it's time to use the meat. So I bought it this morning, and I got 2 pounds, or actually a little over 2 pounds. I put the meat right in there. So it's about $10 worth of meat, 1 carrot, 1 stalk of celery, and 1 small onion, a little bit of garlic, about 3-4 cloves of garlic. So altogether, this is going to make a big pot of sauce for probably about $20. It's going to be enough sauce for 2 pounds of macaroni, or whatever you want to use, rigatoni, you want to use spaghetti. Now this beef, we don't want to brown this beef. We just want it to turn gray and cook. We don't want any caramelization on the beef, because we want everything to just disappear in the sauce and just meld right in. Mix all them vegetables into that meat. And I have to turn this up a hair. When I put the meat in there, it robs the temperature of this aluminum pan. I thought about doing this in my cast iron. I don't know if you can see that. No, you can't quite see that. I got my Dutch oven cast iron on the other back burner, large burner. I was going to do it in that, but it's a relatively new pan, and it hasn't had a chance to really get a good seasoning on it yet. And I didn't want to have to re-season over and over and over again, so I pulled out my aluminum pan. So it's going to be about 20 bucks for a big pot of sauce. Now for 2 pounds of macaroni or rigatoni, bucatini, spaghetti, you put elbows in it. You turn this into a goulash. Whatever you want to do with this. It's just the meat sauce. But any kind of pasta you want on it. And we'll be back in about another 5 to 6 minutes or so when this is cooked up a little bit. All right, folks. It's been about 4 or 5 minutes. And you can see that the hamburger is cooked, but it is not browned. And you don't want any clumps. You want all this hamburger nice and loose. Nice and loose. And I'm going to throw my garlic in here. And I'm going to throw my peppers in there. Peppers, I want to be able to taste them in the sauce. I don't want them to like disappear in the sauce, but I do want them to almost disappear. And if I had 4 or 5 more of those peppers, I probably would have used them, but it's all I had. All right, we're going to take a pretty good spoon of tomato paste. Yeah, we're going to use this whole little can. So the vegetables, maybe $2 in the vegetable so far for the garlic. Almost $10 with the meat. 99 cents for this can of tomato paste. I'll use a spoon. Don't give me too much crap for using a metal spoon on a non-stick pan, because these pans are about 4 years old and it was a cheap set to begin with. With that tomato paste in there, you don't have to worry about browning this hamburger. Now it's time to do a little bit of seasoning. Crushed red pepper. If you don't like it, don't use it. A little black pepper. And again, I don't have any amount for you. You season to your taste. A little oregano. Don't use Italian seasoning. Just buy oregano, buy basil, buy everything that's in Italian seasoning, and that way you get the real seasonings, no preservatives, no salt, no extra crap. A little garlic powder. Don't need a lot. It just builds on the taste. A little onion powder. Onion powder, garlic powder is my staple. We're not going to put any salt in this yet. I always salt a little bit towards the end. Turn this back down a hair. And what I got here is some San Marzano whole peeled tomatoes. It comes with a little puree and they're whole. So what you want to do is pop them tomatoes with your hand, or you can use a spoon. It's up to you. If you're cooking for a guest, like a family, a meal, and you like a dinner party, maybe you might not want to use your hands. I know where my hands have been. And I like it a little chunky. A little bit of water in a can just to rinse that out. Give us a stir. We're going to turn this down to a simmer. And that's what it's going to look like. Right now it tastes good, but this needs to simmer for 3 or 4 hours. If you need to add a little water, I got my Dutch oven over here with water in it, a little salted water, just a little bit of salt in it. And about once an hour, I'll check on it. And it starts thickening up too much, you just add a little bit of that salted water in there. That's why I don't salt right now. Salt at the end. So we'll put a cover on this, and that'll be it. About 4 hours. You want to let it go 5, 6 hours, let it go. The more longer you let it go and simmer, the better it's going to taste. Like I said, this is enough sauce for about 2 pounds of spaghetti or any kind of pasta. 2 pounds of pasta. I'll make a pound of pasta, maybe a third of the sauce. The rest of it, I'll put it in a container and leave it in the fridge. Maybe I'll take this and turn it into a chili. Add some beans with it. Cook it again. Simmer it. Pour it over rice. Have another meal. This is just a base. You can use the sauce all week long. Like I said, you can make a goulash out of this. Put it on your pasta, chili, anything you want. It's just a good base. Okay, we'll come back in a little bit, check on it. All right, folks, let's give this a stir and look at it. Yeah, it's coming along pretty good. Cover it back up. And I hope you'll try this. It's a little bit of work over a jar of sauce, and I know a jar of sauce is so convenient, so easy. You just dump a jar in a saucepan, heat it up, pour it over top of some pasta, and be done with it. But this is more than just a jar of sauce. This is enough sauce for maybe 3 pounds of spaghetti, 3 weeks worth of spaghetti night, or like I said, rigatoni, bucatini, whatever you want to put on, elbows. Make spaghetti night one night, take the rest of it, add some beans to it, maybe put a little bit more hot peppers in it, and turn it into a chili, or cook up some elbow macaroni, put it in it, and make a goulash out of it. There's so many different things you could do with this pot of sauce. Like I said, it's probably a little under $20 into this pot of sauce. And if you got a big family, maybe you cook 2 pounds of spaghetti on spaghetti night, this is enough sauce to cover that with a little leftover. I hope you try this. I want everybody to just get away from that processed food. Get away from the jar food. Get away from the canned cheese, the pre-shredded cheese. Get away from that processed food. It's killing us all. Start cooking. Start cooking from scratch. This was not hard. This was relatively easy, relatively cheap. And the flavor from this is going to be unbelievable. Maybe you're into canning. You can can this and put it on the shelf. Maybe you get a bigger pot and double this recipe, or quadruple this recipe and can it all, and have enough meat sauce for the entire year. Just get in the kitchen and cook. All right, y'all. I hope you enjoyed.